Right. I mean, like, I was in Jewish day school. We have 13 classes a week, and seven of them are like variants of Jewish subjects. So those like my mind's constantly making connections with things, and it was the creative stuff needed uh, the like the intellectual world needed this creative funnel, and so it was also just this opportunity. Like those esoteric rabbinic texts were what I just learned that week. I learned that rabbinic
No,
text. I
but
was like, let me
yo,
talk about
that's
it.
like gotta have a powerful statement for alternative education if you think about it, right?
Right.
Instead of testing, make kids write songs.
I mean,
I guarantee you,
yeah.
kids will retain more information.
Even in CJEP, I was like, my final. I had a like uh, at Dawson when I had a final where the whole thing was like a 15-minute, 12-minute freestyle about. Uh, it was supposed to be like tell like an argument and kind of a go back and forth, and it was a 13-minute freestyle of called "What We Can Reap from Rap," and that was just my final for that class. Was let me talk about the dissonance that I have between my relationship to hip hop, and say, wow, hip hop is the most creative art form, but it's so challenging for me because of uh, the homophobia and the violence and like gang culture that I don't that feels like it has negative impacts in society. Those type drug culture, and so like those things were things that like I didn't feel connected to, and then I used my assignment. I used music, and I just like wrote like that 13-minute song. And like in university, I had like a philosophy class, a political theory philosophy class, and we had to like write a St. Thomas Aquinas disputation. But instead of that, I wrote my own relationship with basketball and feeling like I've given my life to basketball and all of these years of working towards something that isn't isn't fruitful towards like a usable skill set. Like all of the hours that I'm in the gym shooting, I'm not transferring that to my public speaking. I'm not transferring that to other things. And then the whole first half of that song, it's like a 20-minute song going in the form of a Tomastic disputation, where like the whole beginning is like this is useless, and there's like all of these. It's just glorification, deification of these individuals who are freakish athletes to begin with, and kind of like in an embittered state. And then this flip of it is no, there's all of this incredible civil societal growth that happens in the grassroots and opportunities, and to be bitter about the deification of these individuals. No, you're providing individuals who didn't have opportunities a platform that they can use this social elevation in order to tell like great messages. And then I like cite LeBron James and all of his work in the Black Lives Matters movement and everything. And so kind of like anyways, I got on a little bit of a tangent, sorry, but
That's what
the
this
point
is.
was the whole thing is one big tangent, a tangent nugget.
Yeah,
But
it's great. You're crushing.
the the idea of it is that yeah, I have school assignments, I have book reports that I have to do.
Yeah,
It's
but
going
like
into
your
song.
memory is pretty impeccable, right? So like maybe that's connected to stuff, but like I know for a fact that like school's kind of not good at testing and assignments. Like they're boring as fuck. But like when you can
Right,
find a way to make it litty, and like I don't know, maybe it's not write a song. Imagine you had to draw a painting that you could then explain to your class that represented
right,
some subject or core theme that you would learn.
right,
Like Revere's inventing like ways that I bet you know these stories, a bunch of them to this day, just because you had to
right,
write it. But then also, like right now, if you look at the way things work, there is a lot of value in a frequency of release. It doesn't have to be like songs, but you have to be doing something frequently, whether it's the Insta, whether it's something, whatever, just to have like this level of activity. People can disagree with that all you want, But in general, for most people trying to achieve something, if you look at a social media marketing 101, you need a calendar of constant. And that's
Right.
like, so before you even finished high school, you linked up with your dad, which, I mean, you lived with him, whatever, you linked up with him. But like, he provides you this opportunity to, which is really big ups to your dad, right? Because a lot of parents
Yeah.
could have been like, nah, fuck you. You're not doing this. You're not
Right.
coming on my radio show with your fucking young people shit. Instead, he encouraged you, and you.
Right.
But on the other hand, you did have a bless ass concept to like reinforce what he's doing, right? It wasn't just
Right.
random. And then you
Right.
still created this challenge. You made your own beats the whole way through, or whatever. I don't know. Did you, or were you like making beats that whole time?
It was it was like dun dun dun, and I'd like beatbox in the background.
That was
But
actually
like
pretty good though.
very very simple, whatever. But like using the MIDI keys of my keyboard in GarageBand, so basic. But no, that was like a great learning experience because up until that point, I'd be making these like these rap battles, these Bible rap battles without a beat in the background, and like, and for me that was a big learning curve of that I'd have the bar in my head, but to fit it to a beat, it needs to complement, and yeah, in my music development it became I don't know, it's something that I now it's I listen to the beat first and find the rhythm inside of it, find the flows, and then come to the song. It's the complete opposite. Where when I'd be making in my synagogue the that song that I would sing at the end, I'd be making up the melody that it would never be structured in bars that are like that fit the song properly. It would just be this is the melody that's in that I hear, and I'm using that melody and forming it to this performance that I'm having, and so that structure, that pairing of freedom and looseness with structure was a very important development in my music. So even though it was very rudimentary and it was just basic keys, that was like a first step in
Mm.
developing that.
I like what you said though about
Yeah.
I had a whole conversation today even it comes up a lot about flow and delivery and pocket.
Mm,
Pocket is the current buzzword of the this conversation because we've hit that
yeah.
point. Um but it's almost like that part where you listen to the beat first. Like I'm like, yo, I do that. That makes sense to me
Right.
because
Right.
like it's songwriting. It's not rapping. Like rapping is a
Right.
vocal tool that you can use in songwriting. And in order to songwrite effectively, you kind of need to know what's coming a little bit. Like you can
Right.
freestyle a song,
Right. Yeah.
but that's not necessarily the same thing as like trying to create that like product that you're trying to use as a vehicle to convey the particular message as effectively as possible. So I
Yeah.
really like what you had to say about just almost like meeting the beat, like understanding the beat and then merging with it in the way like that makes the most sense for it, which is also
Yeah.
something that forced you to adapt and level up. Again, we're not even done high school and you're already producing beats, writing jokes, playing basketball. Your songs are being aired on this radio. You performed a whole bunch. That's quite a lot so far. We're not done high school. That's pretty fucking
Yeah.
incredible, dude.
No, totally. And